Potential breakthrough in ending the war in Gaza. Live look tonight at the Gaza skyline. Hamas today announcing it would release all Israeli hostages and come to the negotiating table under the right conditions. This is the 10 o'clock news. I'm Jason Martinez.
And I'm Dawn Timoney. Tonight, President Donald Trump telling Israel to immediately stop the bombing. And Prime Minister Netanyahu says his country is preparing to immediately implement the first stage of the president's plan to get the hostages released. Fox's Caroline Shively reports from Washington.
Look forward to having the hostages come home to their parents.
The White House releasing this video Friday night after Hamas announced it was willing to free all Israeli hostages under certain conditions.
We'll see how it all turns out. We have to get the final word down and concrete.
But Hamas did not agree to all of the president's 20-point plan.
Oh, there are definitely a couple of poison pills in the Hamas statement. The biggest one is that the end state they anticipate is a unified Palestinian framework with Hamas completely involved.
Friday morning, President Trump laid out a Sunday night deadline for Hamas leaders to accept the deal.
If they don't, the consequences, unfortunately, are going to be very tragic.
Then Friday afternoon, Hamas announced a willingness for a hostage exchange. Their official statement made no mention of destroying tunnels and weapon production facilities as required in the U.S. plan. But a Hamas leader said Friday they would give up arms if Palestinians are put in charge of Gaza.
I think that this is a White House that is willing to take what they can get when they can get it.
It's estimated Hamas is still holding on to 20 living hostages and the bodies of 28 others.
This has drug on far too long. These hostages have been kept now for far too long. It must come to an end.
Tuesday marks the second anniversary of the war, which has killed more than 1,200 Israelis and 66,000 Palestinians. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox 29 News.
This latest development in the Middle East peace talks bringing hope to those whose loved ones were ripped away nearly 2 years ago on October 7th. Our Shawnette Wilson spoke with one local woman who's fighting to make her family whole again.
A Ballakenwood woman says the news is great to hear. She just hopes it holds true. Her loved one is among the 48 hostages that could be coming home.
We're very hopeful. We're very excited to hear what's coming out on the news. But I have to tell you that it's always taken with a grain of salt because we have been told before that there's deals that are impending. They're right there. They're about to happen. Peace in the Middle East is imminent. And then it doesn't happen and something falls through.
Noga Senderovich is talking about the news that Hamas will release hostages. Her extended family member, Eitan Horn, is among them.
We're really trying to stay objective, stay focused, stay in the fight until he's home with his family. And until we see Eitan and the rest of the hostages being hugged by their families, I will not stop fighting and raising the voice, and they're not home yet.
Noga has been here before with the same feeling. Eitan's brother, Yair, was with him but was released earlier this year in February as part of a hostage deal.
Yair was kidnapped together with Eitan, with his brother. Eitan was visiting Yair in Niroz. The October 7th attack happened. They were both kidnapped in their pajamas. They were separated initially, then were connected again in the tunnel.
She says it's been even harder for Yair since he's been home, working to help get his brother released.
That's all he does. He will not go to rehabilitation. He won't even hear about it. There's nothing, there's no life, there's no moving forward until his brother is home.
I asked Noga what's next now that Hamas reportedly agreed to release all Israeli hostages and begin negotiations for a peace deal.
It's hard, honestly. That's a really good question because we were talking about it with my families. How am I supposed to sleep? Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. And you just take it 1 minute at a time and hope for the best. But it's very nerve-wracking moments right now.
And she has this to say to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
Make sure this deal comes through. We really want to see this deal come through. Now is the time for action.
Shawnette Wilson, Fox 29 News.
And stay with Fox 29 and Fox Local as the negotiations continue to try to end the war in Gaza and bring home all of the hostages.